Hi, Tina. Hi, Shirley. This is our grand finale on day 12. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and let everybody get in. Hi, Louise. And there is Sue. Hi, Sue. All right, I am going to play the intro and we are going to get started. All right, hi, Creative Living. So, this is day 12 of the Christmas in July projects. Now, I have a Zoom coming up on Saturday the 31st at 1, and that is going to round out the month. Come August, you guys are going to be getting your files, but I may not be live as much as we normally are. I am still in the process of moving and I'm getting into the nitty gritty of it where it's getting down to the wire. So I will be putting files out for you guys and recorded video tutorials if they are needed. If they're not, if there's a basic card or a plan and you have any questions, please just feel free to message me and ask, or ask one of the admin, because these girls are awesome and they can help explain how a file goes together if you have problems with it. So, and I appreciate everybody bearing with me while I go through this transition, and I'm glad that you're going on this journey with me. So thank you for your patience. Hi, Dolores. So we have a fun little project that we're going to be doing live tonight. We're not going to be waiting on the glue to dry and things like that, but I'm going to explain the steps to you and how to do it. And we're going to be doing the main piece, which is the flowers and stuff. We're going to do those. And we're going to talk about the other projects. So let me pop over to my overhead real quick, and then we will come back onto my monitor and I will show you the actual grand finale. Let's see. There we go. All right. Happy Monday. That's right, Dolores. I did not do a tutorial on putting vinyl on the glass. This is the freebie for the day, or what was going to be the freebie. We decided for the grand finale to make all 3 files that we had done free for everybody for the grand finale. So everybody's going to get the file. If you go to the craftingwithapril.co and you go to the freebies tab, Christmas 2021, then you will see all 3 files that we're doing or going over tonight. Jingle Juice is one of them, and it's just a real cute. It's going to be hard for me to get it to show up for you guys. Let's do that. So you've got the Jingle Juice and a little bell hanging off of it. That's one file that you guys are going to get. And then I also have the candle. My candle's going to tilt over. But we are going to be doing these rolled flowers and this arrangement, showing you guys how to do that tonight, and putting on vinyl. And that's why I didn't do a tutorial for the vinyl, because it's the exact same step here. You're just doing 2 colors. Okay, you're just going to line them up and do 2 colors. So we're going to show that. And then our grand finale is by Louise. Guys, she has a YouTube channel, and I have provided the video, so make sure that you subscribe to her channel and support her. She's doing an awesome job in helping fill in. She did a whole day of files for me, and then she did this grand finale file for me, because with everything I've got going on, I would not have been able to accomplish it all without her. So thank you, Louise, and thank you to all of my admins, because they are awesome. They have been containing the group and working the group for me during this time of my transition, and I can't thank them enough. So let's pop over to the monitor here. There it is. And guys, Jen, one of our supporters, showed us a photo and asked us if we could do something similar. And so I showed the photo to Louise because I just didn't have time to do it. And this is what she came up with, and it is an awesome file. This is a 3-tier serving tray, and she has designed this to stack up and also to collapse for, I'm just going to try to slide this out of the way. It will collapse for storage, so it won't take you a lot of room to store it, and you can use it over and over. Guys, it's not just for Christmas. You can use this for birthdays, for any holidays. Just do it in your own theme. She has provided a video, and on the tab where you can get the file on craftingwithapril.co, there is a link to her video. It is also there where you can watch it right there from the site. You don't even have to come over to YouTube to watch it, okay? But make sure you subscribe to her channel. And is it strong? Yes, it is. She put 2 cans of mandarin oranges on it, and it supported it. So you're going to be able to get all of your lightweight cookies, your meringue cookies, your fudge, all of those things on there. I am going to say that I would line the bottom of it where the food's going to be touching it with parchment paper so you don't damage your papers, okay? Or saran wrap or something. Put them in little cupcake holders or candy holders and put them on your tray so you don't mess your tray up. But awesome file. Thank you so very, very, very much, Louise. Can't thank you enough for this. Great, great job. Awesome job. And she used craft board. She used the brown craft papers with the foil on them from Cricut. And she used, I believe that's the foil poster board. I think the red is foil, deluxe foil paper. And I think the green is poster board. But they both may be poster board. She can tell you here in chat. She was making him right. Her channel, Shirley, yes, just shows you how to put together those cards and stuff that she shares with you guys for free. So check that out. She does a lot of the interactive cards too. Not boring, Louise. Very informational. All right. So, if anybody has any Design Space questions, as always, ask them. We will show you here live on screen so that you know what's going on and we can walk you through it, okay? It is amazing, isn't it, Dolores? Awesome job, Louise. Thank you so very, very much again. Like I said, I couldn't have pulled it off this year without your help. I'm so grateful. All right, so let's pop over to the overhead and start working on tonight's project, which is a candle jar holder that I just showed you guys. We're going to do that. Let me get back over here. And there we go. I am going to plug in my hot glue gun just because it's quick and easy. So I'm going to let that heat up there. Move this out of my way. So guys, one of the first steps, and I've already cleaned my jar, but you'll want to take alcohol and you'll want to clean the outside of your jar. Now I get these at the Dollar Tree, and you can save this if you don't want to buy one of these jars, a mayonnaise jar, any jar that you have, a spaghetti jar, sauce jar, any of that will work. All you need is the jar. But for $1, you can have this and you can use it on another jar if you don't want to do Christmas or you want to do something else with the tea light. It's a votive holder. It holds a votive candle and suspends it in the jar. But for $1, you can get that. So I'm going to say before you do anything with your jar is that you go ahead and do your vinyl. Now I have already weeded this, and I have my Cricut transfer tape, and I'm just going to place it right on the top. And then I am going to burnish it. And I'm not burnishing hard, guys, just from the front and the back. Now and this is what I'm doing. I'm just going to move it off camera and do it on my desk because this brown pad is padded, and it doesn't like it when I try to do vinyl on it. So once you have it, because we've had a lot of questions, people saying transfer tape is not working. Guys, if you try to peel it this way, 9 times out of 10 you can see it's not going to lift that vinyl. It just doesn't like it that way. I'm going to burnish that back down because I peeled it up. You need to flip it over and peel your transfer or your backing from your transfer. And then usually it will peel. If you have a little place like that that's just not lifting, just gently give it a pinch and it will go down onto that transfer tape. Super easy and super simple. If you're peeling it, your transfer tape up and your vinyl up from the backing, chances are you're going to think your transfer tape is not working. It is working. Technique really, really, really does matter. Hey, Marianne. So make sure that you're trying the different technique and getting it there, okay? So I'm just going to place this just a little bit high on there, not all the way down to the bottom, and I'm just going to work it on. And then the same thing, when you go and you peel this, if you just peel this straight up, chances are it's not going to stick to the jar, okay? What you need to do is roll it back flat against itself and then pull it right off, and your vinyl is on there, okay? So technique really matters when you're working with vinyl. But you can see how easy that went on, how easy I lifted it off there. And this is Cricut, all Cricut product. But I used for years all kinds of vinyl, all kinds of transfer tape, and I can work with any of them. Like I said, it all comes down to the technique. Okay? So if anybody has any questions with that, just let me know, and we can cover it. Now, when you're using glitter or some of those, your strong transfer tape is needed. I'm going to say that. You will need it. If you try to use strong on this, it's not going to work. And if you try to use this on glitter, it's not going to work. So there is a difference on those. Okay? So the next fun part is you're going to leave. It doesn't matter, guys. You can use Mod Podge. Doesn't matter what kind. You can use regular Elmer's glue if you want, whatever you want. The technique is such a bad language saver. Yes, it is, Sue. But you can use anything you want for this. I am in the process of moving, and I accidentally packed up all my glitter, and it went over to storage. And so I was like, now how am I going to do this project? Well, I had sea salt or kosher salt. You can use any of those. The Morton kosher really works better, or anything that you can find in what's called flakes works a little bit better than this, but you can use this. Use what you have, okay? Because it's just a quick project for the holidays to dress up your table. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some of my twine, and I've got my hot glue on there, heated up, and I'm gonna go to the back and do just a little dab of hot glue, and I'm going to place that on there, and then I'm just going to wrap it a few times right in that rim. And the number of times you wrap it's totally up to you. You can do 2 or 3, 4, whatever you feel you need for your jar. Okay. And then I'm just going to put another dab of glue to hold that down. and I'm just going to snip it off. All right. And trust me, it's easier if you put it on now. That way you're not knocking your salt off. I do have a little tip that's going to help it stay on better, but you'll want to make sure that you put that on first. And I forgot to get me some working plastic. And you guessed it. I mean, I use my Smart Vinyl backing. Love it for all sorts of things. But I'm just going to squirt out some Mod Podge on there. And we're taking a foam brush and we're going to go all around the rim of this jar. And you want to be a little heavy-handed. This little sponge brush is going to pick up a good bit. And it's okay if it runs or drips. That's going to give it a natural appearance. And if it doesn't, we're going to give it one anyway. We just want to cover all of this. So has everybody enjoyed all of the files over the last couple weeks? All right, and you can see I've just gone around that rim. Now I'm going to go inside that rim, and I'm just going to put a good bit. I want to get the top of the jar and just inside the rim. And again, if it drips, it's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. But we want to coat the top of the jar as well. And here's where I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to get a little messy with it. I don't want it to be even. I want it to go like it's kind of dripping a little bit in some places. And you can see I'm not even whatsoever on there. I don't want it to be even. All right, I'm going to set that to the side. And I'm going to push all my stuff off of this. This is my liner paper. You're just going to have some kind of paper, tissue paper, liner paper, copy paper, whatever it is that you have. And I'm just going to go and put some around the inside of the rim. Oops, I stuck my finger. It's okay if you stick your finger in it. Try not to, though, on the outside. But we're just coating that around the inside and dumping it out. Okay, and then we're going to do the outside just by sprinkling it on. Now, if you're afraid and you don't want to get messy, you can do it this way as well. You can just pick up some, but not being messy, that's no fun. And this is a great kids project as well. I like to try to get at least 2 kids projects in, and I almost missed it this year. I was like, I haven't done anything. And they may need a little help, depends on what age they are. We did the sequence for the young kiddies, and this is maybe your 9 or 10-year-olds. They can do these. Even your teens. So basically, that is all that I've done. Now, we're not going to wait on this to dry. But once it's dry, what I did is I went out and I took some of the clear UV resistant. It doesn't have to be UV resistant. It doesn't have to be Krylon. All you want is some clear acrylic spray, okay? And you'll want to mask your vinyl because if that clear aerosol hits your vinyl, it's probably going to jump right off the glass. But you just want to give it a good spray, 2 or 3 maybe light coats, and that's going to make it harden up on here just a little bit more so that it doesn't fall off, okay? And don't waste what you put in. That way, if you want to still use this for your table, you can. Mine is for the craft room, and you'll see why here in a minute. Then you're just going to take the excess that's on your paper and pour it in, okay? And you may need more, you may need less. I'm just going to kind of clean this up here. I have to vacuum anyway. So then you're going to fill, I don't know, 1/2 inch to 1 inch into the bottom, depending on how much you want in there. And then you're just going to place one of your votives down in there. Now, if you've got tweezers, whatever, you can use those. You can drop it. You can push it around with your scissors and get it where you want, okay? And it will be dry. Now, I'm not going to be sticking anything onto that because it's not dry. It's not ready. But I am going to show you guys how to do the flowers. And then you can put those on. And I'm just going to leave this out because we're going to need that. And usually when we pull our flowers off the mat, we pull them off so that it doesn't curl our paper, because same way with the vinyl, we flip the mat over and remove the mat from the paper. I actually, to help me curl this a little bit, peel my paper from the mat to give it a little bit of curl in there. But that's not quite enough. So I am going to just take, I had my scraper here and now I've lost it. Of course I did. But you could take your scraper, whatever you have, a pencil, you can use your quilling tool, one of your weeding tools, and we're just going to take these pine cones, that's what these are, and we're going to, they don't have to be exact, we're just going in and we're curling those ends. Make sure you hold it here so that you support it when you're curling it, or you'll pull them right off, okay? And then they're no good to you. And you're just going to work all the way down, just curling that. You can use a bamboo skewer. You don't need a whole lot of curl here, but you need some curl, okay, on those little petals. And usually on flowers like this, we usually start from like the small end and work our way to the large end. With these, we're going to work from the large end, okay? And I'm using my quilling tool from my Cricut paper crafting kit. And now we're going to roll it, but I am going to roll it so that my curved petals are going to the outside here. And we're just going to roll that up. And this one I keep even. Try to keep it even at the bottom here. This is what makes my small cone. And I'm not going to take it off of here. I'm just going to use a little bit of art glitter glue or wet glue, whatever you have, just right there. If you want to use your hot glue, you can. And I'm just going to glue that. And then I'm going to wiggle it right off of there without pulling that center out. And then if you want, you can put a little dab of glue to hold that center. Okay, and let that dry. And that's going to make your small cone. Okay. Eyelashes. Y'all are funny. But then we're just going to kind of fluff it a little bit after that cools just slightly. Just fluff it a little bit. And we're going to set that to the side. We're going to do the exact same thing to the other on the first steps. I'm going to curl the eyelashes for Louise here. Hey, Auntie Marge. That's Marjorie Snoke from the group, in case anybody doesn't know. That's Auntie Marge. Alright, so now we've got all of those curled in that same direction. And again, we're going to start on the large end. And if you don't have the Cricut paper crafting kit, you can go use the link below to Amazon and get a quilling tool. That's all you need. And again, I'm just going to roll this so that my petals are going to the outside. Okay. Oops, I'm rolling it backwards. So I'm just going to go back the other way. There we go. You can tell if you're not getting that little fountain effect or feather effect, roll it back the other way. And you can see that I'm bringing it down here to the base. This is what's making my longer type pine cone. Okay? And I'm just going to let it go just a little bit and pull it gently out. And then I'm just going to tighten that up. And then we're going to glue that one. And that's going to give it an effect that it's just a little bit longer when it's really the same size. I don't know if you can see down in there, there's a little hole. But I'm just gluing that. And then I'm just going to run some glue down in that center just to hold it in place. Not filling it up or anything like that. I just want to hold it. Okay. Then we have all of our little green pieces. Now this piece, I did put some Nuvo drops on it in the vintage drops. The Postbox red is what I used. You can use whatever you have. You can do glitter, just do glue and glitter on there to make your berries. Whatever it is that you want. These pieces, I kind of did different ways. I curled them around because some of them are curved and some of them are not, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to, there's no rhyme or reason. Do it the way you want. Make them tightly curled, loosely curled. Curl them different ways. Curl them around a pencil. Curl them around your weeding tools. Just give them a little twist. That's all we did to them. Okay? You can leave them just like they are if you want to. You don't have to. Again, I pulled these up off the mat so that they would curl a little bit. You don't want to pull too hard on them. They will tear. They're fragile. And the next thing we're going to do is stack these up. I'm just going to pick up one and just put a little bit of glue on the end. And then I'm just placing another one on top. And I'm just going to continue to stack them, making it go wide or as narrow as you want. You're just building your bow up here. I like that one off wide like that. But we're just stacking every single one of them up. I'm going to bring this one off to this side. No rhyme or reason, guys. Just stack them. It's going to look fine no matter what you do. Okay? The next step, we are going to, this is where you would put your hot glue on the back of this and stick it to your jar. I don't know if mine's dry enough. We're going to try it even though I haven't sprayed it. Just going to put some hot glue on there. And then my Noel is down here. And I'm just going to stick it right on there. It may or may not stay because my salt is still wet. So, all right. Yours will stay if it's dry and you did your spray. Then you're going to take your berry piece. And you're going to place that one on there however you want it to show. Right at the top of that. I'm going to push that back for a second, and then we're going to bring our pine cones back in. Now, I like my small pine cone to the left, but you can certainly do it the way you want. And I like to kind of twist it up like this, so it gives it a little bit of depth. I don't know if you guys can see that. Kind of glue them together at an angle, okay? So that that small one at the top is pushed up. So I'm just going to put a little glue on there, and we're going to press those together. Yes, you can get them off of Amazon, from Tonic, from scrapbook.com. I always check the prices, see who's got the best sale. So there's several of them that you can find. They have glitter drops, crystal drops, vintage drops, glow-in-the-dark drops. There's all kinds. Stone drops. Yes, there's a link from Amazon. If you look in the description of the video, guys, I have a link tree. And if you click on Linktree, it has all of my favorite links. Okay? And I'm just going to tie my bow while that glue sets up on that hot glue. Oops. I got out of line here. Let's see. And I'm just going to tidy up that bow a little bit before I tighten it. And this ribbon is from Stampin' Up. Real red is the color. I'm just going to snip that off. I may have to trim it some more, but right now that's all I'm going to do. So now I'm going to put some hot glue on the back of that knot, but before I do, I want to make sure that I know where I want to place it. And I like to have mine sit kind of at the top to hide the pine cone curls. But you could do yours however you want. I like mine to sit just like that. Okay? So I'm just going to place a little glue on that bow. And then I'm just going to stick it down right there. Give that a second to set. I'm going to trim up my ribbon. Let's see. That one's going that way. I want this one to go this way. I just want to trim a little bit off. There we go. So then we're just going to place that on the jar. Now, if you're not worried about your salt, you could do this step by painting on your Mod Podge or whatever onto the pine cone and then dipping it and twirling it in your salt. But we want to give this just a little bit of a look like the snow is setting on it. So we're just going to brush. Mine's not dry. My salt it and dry, so it's going to make it a little difficult. But you're just going to touch your branches in a couple of places and your pine cones. And you guessed it, we're going to sprinkle a little bit more salt on those, just so it sticks. And appears that it's sitting on those branches, that it's stuck to them. And I'm just going to tap mine, shake it off just a little bit. But there you go, guys. Super easy and simple, and it's stuck. You just need to give it time to dry and let all your glue hairs and all of that before you start pulling on them. But again, you'll want to spray that with this before you start working on it and sticking those, or you're going to have difficulty with it sticking. How super easy was that? Oh, thank you for posting. There's my Tonic Studios. Thank you, Sue. But that's just a fun, quick, simple project that your teens and your tweens and all of those can do. And even the kiddies can do the sprinkling of the salt. They may need some help from mom and on that, or grandmom or auntie, but they can do it. And I'm just gonna, all of this that I'm raking up, I'm just going to place right into the jar, so it's not going to waste if it lands on the table. And you can use tea lights in there, guys. You can use the battery operated LEDs. If you don't want to do candles, you can do that, but you can actually burn a candle in these and it's not going to hurt anything. Oh, thanks, Pat. Yeah, I was like, I packed all of my glitter. Now what am I going to do? It wouldn't let you post the Amazon link? Let me try. I can try. YouTube doesn't like links sometimes. You could try that one. That's the Amazon link. And that is Tonic Studios. And that is scrapbook.com. And guys, don't forget to check that scrapbook.com, especially right now, because they have it in that coupon section. You get those free project free items. Right, Pat? Let's see if Tonic has anything on sale. That is for the Nuvo. You can get Nuvo at all of those, Tina. They have all of them. Let's take a look and see. Let me see if I can pull up another window here. Okay, let me get on the right. There we go. So now you guys have everything you need to do your table decor for the holidays, from napkin rings and place cards and serving trays, everything. This week, free gift is a sticker sheet. Let's go over to coupons. An extra 7% off. The sticker sheets. They had a stamp in there, but it looks like that may be gone. But they always have something free in there, just about always, from paper to stamps, everything. If you go into coupons, Sue, that's where the free items are. Right now it's a gold alphabet sticker sheet, which isn't anything awesome, but last week they had stamps and a paper pad. And you got both of them. So you need to get in there and check it almost daily, because when they run out of one, they usually put up another one. So once these sticker sheets, as a matter of fact, I got these in my order, and I got a Merry Christmas stamp in my order. Okay, and you can check the clearances. They have everything. There's a die for a pine cone. We just did our 3D pine cones. But yeah, Nuvo. Right here's, they have an adhesive. And I like their adhesive okay, but it does dry glossy. It does not dry matte. It is glossy. You have your crystal drops here. I don't know if they have any stone drops in here. Here's the glitter drops. Glitter accents, crystal. There's some of the dream drops. They have the dream drops. Now, guys, if you're not familiar with dream drops, they change color on dark cardstock. They'll be this color on your light, but they change like an iridescent on dark cardstock, and you can smear them around. They're really cool. But they have tons of different colors. Here are the jewel drops. These dry clear. They're like a clear color that you can see through. They're very translucent. And they have, I don't know if they got the stone drops in here. There's some more dream. Shimmer powder. Let's just see if they have stone drops. They have the gilding flakes. Yep, here are your stone drops. These dry and they look like little stones. They have texture to them. They're not shiny. They're just kind of like a colored rock. So they have those. And then they also have the vintage. The vintage are like the crystal drops, but they dry matte instead of glossy. And those are the ones here in the square bottles. Okay, so you have all sorts of different types that you can get. But again, they're on sale this week here, so check Tonic too. Check your shipping. Sometimes they have free shipping over here, so sometimes Scrapbook can be less, sometimes Amazon is less, and sometimes Tonic is less. But that's the best way to build your stash of those. Let's see what Amazon has them for. Let me pull this over here in case it makes me do my account. It didn't. Okay. But here you can do sets. They have sets. They had a couple of sets over at Scrapbook. I saw those. I didn't look at the price though. But you can get like this is a bundle of 5. These are like your basic colors. And then here are your metallics over here. Here are your just your regular crystal drops. Here's your translucent jewel drops. But it just depends on the bundle and where you're getting them and if they're on sale. So just look around. Here's their liquid pearls. You can also get these from Close to My Heart through Judy or Susan. You can get those from them as well. And if you order them from them, then you're probably going to spend enough to get the free stamp of the month. Barely Glue. That is comparable to Art Glitter, in case any of you are wondering. It's a comparable glue. Okay, any other questions, guys? So our next live is going to be for Zoomers only. We are going to be Zooming on Saturday at 1 o'clock. If you are not a Patreon supporter, consider coming over to Patreon or Ko-fi and jump on that Zoomer tier if you're already a supporter and you want to get in there on that. So, yep, those blending brushes, I love those for blending on inks. Those things are awesome right there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's the best blending tool I've ever used. If you like to blend inks on your cardstock, I can't live without them now. The sponge daubers that we put on our fingers and stuff are good, but I really like these better. Sure, Dolores, shoot. I'm going to open up my design space for her. Yeah, it's very, very comparable to Shirley. If you don't want to pay for the art glitter, it can't be shipped during winter months and stuff like that. That Barely Glue is a good comparison. I know I love Zooming because we don't have to type and I can hear you guys talk, and it's awesome. Love, love, love it. No, Dolores, they will not. Let me show you. Let's go over to my projects. And you can remove them and change them. I know that I probably missed putting some in there. So to do your collections right here, you would start new. And so let's just do I'm just going to do a new one, okay? And let's call this one our Dolores test, okay? Just so we know. And we know that there's nothing in there. I just created that, right? Okay? So now I can click on Organize, and I can select my projects, and I'm going to select these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across the top. And I am going to come down here and click Next, and I am going to add them right here to Dolores Test and hit Done. And now when I come down here and I open that up, there are the 7 files for her. So yeah, we've got them right there. But I have added these in other places. Let's say that I've added them to Christmas in July. There they are. They're in my Christmas in July as well. I can add them to several places, but they're always going to be right there in my projects as well. So that if I wanted to search, let's go. Let me go back to the canvas. So if I wanted to search my projects instead of going into these and looking, but I can search from there too. Let's say candle jar. There are my candle lanterns right there that I did for this year. But they're also in my Christmas in July. I can search for candle, and then they're there as well. So they're not going to go anywhere. It's just to help you organize and find things. And at first we were under the misconception that only 100 files could go into a category or a collection. But I think that's not correct. We can put as many as we want in there. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I know they changed it. At first they weren't going to be able to do it. And I think you're limited to 100 collections if you're not a subscriber, and you get unlimited collections if you're a premium access subscriber. And then you can put up to, I can't remember the number you can put into a file, but I've got 116 in that one and it hasn't cut me off. So hi, whoever's saying hi from Facebook. It only shows viewer. It doesn't tell me who you are. But I'm going to say hi to you. It just says viewer. Yes, she did an awesome job on that. Hi, Corinne. Corinne is new, guys. Let's welcome her. She is a new Zoomer as well. So this week will be her first Zoom. Hey, Victoria. Which website were you talking about, honey? What was the question? What was it about? Was it the Nuvo drops or to get the files? There's a little bit of delay, so I'm letting Victoria type her question. Let me see if I can pull up how you get the files. This is Design Space. This is Design Space, Victoria. Hey, Neela. We're within Design Space right here, so you can go onto the canvas and you can go to your projects. You can go to your projects from your main login, and then your collections. You can add new collections right here when you're in your projects, and then you can organize them by selecting Organize. You can select your files, and then you can add them by going to Next once you've selected them and place them into the collection that you have created. Now, if you look and you say, oh, I've already done that one, and you want to add a new collection, you can do that from here too. So make sure. Now this, if I have to look at my phone. I don't, is this available on the mobile, Marianne? I don't use mobile, guys. I did some tutorials on it, and then I forgot about it because my iPad is dead, so I can't look. And my phone is filming, so I can't look on it. Yes, these are all the files that I have made. Right now, I mean, I deleted a ton. I deleted a ton of them, but right now I have almost 2,000 projects. And I'm gonna say 1,700 or so of those projects I probably released to you guys over time. Yeah, I didn't think it was either, Marianne, but I just couldn't remember. I've got so much in my brain right now. I'm in a brain fog, guys. Serious. I mean, a serious brain fog. Let's go over to, oh, wrong one. I want to go over to, let me pull this up for you guys. So if you go over to the Crafting with April site, you can go over to the freebies, and then you're going to see this drop down, and then go to the Christmas freebies. You must be registered. You must log in order to get to those. But there are freebies throughout for you guys on this site. Right here. Here's the 12 days of Christmas, the grand finale. We have the photos of what we've done. And here is Louise's video. You can watch it right here. Here is tonight's live. You can watch that here. But it's all there for you. All the freebie files. If you are a Patreon, then you also have your 2021 files here. And you have to log in if you are a member. You don't want to save that. You don't want to overwrite your password because that changes. You have your calendar of what we've got going on, and then of course all of your files. The 12 days right here, I'm telling you to click here and I'm sending you over to the other page. But guys, we have tons and tons and tons of files and videos for you. All sorts of things sorted out by month. We started doing that this year. All of our previous files from 2020, 2017 to 19. There's tons of stuff in here. Yes, if you delete it from the main page, it's gone. You never want to delete from your design space. If you come in here and you click on this and you delete this project, it is gone from everywhere. Everywhere. It's bye-bye. You can't get it back. You have to redo the whole file. You can delete from your collections, because I can come in here to Dolores and I can remove that from the collection right here. Remove it from the collection. I'm going to remove all but one. And then I can come over, and you saw what all I had in there. I can come back to my projects. Well, I can just go to the Christmas and July one too. And you can see all of these. I deleted that one from that collection. I don't think I put my iron-on in there yet. So I can go to my projects. And there's I deleted that one out of that collection, and that one, and that one, and that one. But they're all still here in my projects. They're just not in that collection. Okay? I can delete this whole collection right here, so I don't have the Dolores test anymore, but I still have all my files. So make sure that when you're deleting something like that, you're deleting the collection and not deleting your file. Anytime, and I'm going to say this too, anytime that you see, now these are not duplicates, but the photo is the same. If you see duplicates of your project, do not delete those duplicates, because it will straighten itself out. If you delete that duplicate, there's a chance that you're going to delete your file. It has happened. So anytime you see a duplicate file, if I saw this tiered serving tray and I saw it twice, I would not delete one of them. I would clear my cache, all of that good stuff, come back and look again. Chances are there will only be one. So make sure if you ever see a duplicate, don't delete that duplicate. It's not. These are not taking up any space on your computer, guys, unless you're saving to the cloud and to your computer. Right here in your settings. If you're saving cloud only, you're saving them at Cricut, they're going to be there. The only way it's going to take up any space on your computer is if you're saving cloud and computer. And you only want to do that if you're going to you're going to be working offline without a Wi-Fi or internet connection. Then you want to save it to both and save it for offline as well. And to work offline, you have to be logged in when you go offline, or you still can't get there. That clarify everything, Dolores? Everybody else? Anybody else have any questions? Thank you for catching that too, Marianne, because we don't want anybody deleting their projects. Never delete a project unless you're absolutely, positively, 100% sure you never want to see it again. All right, guys. Thank you to all of my Patreon and Ko-fi supporters and my YouTube memberships. Greatly appreciate you guys. We couldn't do any of this without you, and I definitely couldn't do it without my admin team. You guys are awesome. Best in the business. Thank you so very much. If you save it to the cloud on the computer and then change it to cloud only, does it take it off the computer storage? Only if you clear your cache, Sue, I believe. Only if you clear your cache. That's because, Victoria, you're on Facebook chatting and we are on YouTube. They are logged in on YouTube, and that's where their comments are at. That's why you can't see them. We stream simultaneously from YouTube to Facebook, and while I can see comments, it says Facebook viewer, I can see the names on YouTube. It's just a weird thing that Facebook has. So if you want to be involved in the main chat, you would have to be on YouTube. And Victoria, on the back, playbacks are available. I do leave the chat up so that you can read the questions that others ask. So if you're watching the playback, you can still see the questions that are asked. All right, guys, please give a like, a share. Don't forget to subscribe to Louise for her channel, for her little card tutorials that she pops up in the group and gives you guys for free. So make sure that you subscribe to get those. And I'll catch you on the Zoomers meeting. The August calendar will come out. You will be getting files. You may not be getting as many tutorials because I will at some point have to break my computer down and I won't be able to do them. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Come to the groups and ask us. Leave a comment on the video down below. I do read them. I will answer you. I promise you. It may not be quick because I've got so much going on, but I will get to you. If it's urgent, please get one of my admins. They're happy to help you. It's crafting with the hers, Tina, is Louise, but if you go over and get her file off of my site, you can click watch on YouTube for her video and it will take you to her channel. Or she can post it here if she wants. Let's see, let me see if I can grab the link for you guys. I have to open up my notes. There it is. I think that's it. Here's to Louisa's, that's Louisa's serving tray video. So you can click that and then you can, yeah, it's her name. You can click that link right there and then subscribe from that video. Just hit the subscribe button. All right, guys, you have a wonderful week. Catch you Zoomers on Saturday. Guys, go over to Patreon and become a Zoomer. There's the link for Patreon if you want to become a Zoomer with us. Or look it up, Patreon, Crafting with April. Thanks for joining me, guys. Please give a thumbs up and a like, share, and make sure that you join me on the next tutorial.